Well, hello. Is it playing? It's playing. Hey guys, what's up? I'm recording what I will dub as the story. The story is going to take part with between me and my friend Tara. Her videos will be posted next week, and what's going to happen is I'm going to start the story. It's going to be completely made up, completely off the top of my head. I'm going to make it up. We're going to see, how the story goes, and then next week, Tara's going to continue the story. And then, I'll continue after that week, and so on and so forth. And we're going to kind of be watching it with you guys. I'm not going to see Tara's clip until she posts it, and she won't see mine until I post it. So we'll kind of work through the story together. Like I said, I'm going to start off first. I have two characters. I'm going to use this part of the story to basically introduce my characters. So my first character, I put little note cards to remind myself of the characterization I've established. My first character is Charlie Westburn. Charlie is a 15-year-old male. He's about 5'6", maybe 150. His eyes are gray. He's got this nice brown, but like a mousy brown, kind of like the touch of gray kind of thing going in there. But he's very pale. He's very like a pinky pale, kind of like myself. Very pale because pale kids. He was born in Swordale, a completely made up town. Swordale. He was born May 17th, 1998. He's kind of scrawny, a little small kid, bony. He's not not all these crazy muscles. He's also, just kind of starting out. He's, he's very to himself. He's not very, out there with his friends. He's got, little bags under his eyes. His eyes are sore from his time on the computer and reading. He does a lot of computer reading. He reads a lot of books, a lot of different books about mythology. He's very into the myths. He's very into the gods, the Greek gods, the Roman gods, the Norse gods. He's into all that, so he's very into those different stories. Let's see. One of his bigger strengths is his knowledge. Like I said, he's very into reading. He's on the computer all the time. So that's kind of what he's good at. He's not physically strong. He's not very athletic. But his mind is very strong. So then his social class, he's in the middle class. He's a student. He's, like I said, he's very superstitious as well. So, we'll see that a lot in the story. Just his superstitions and his knowledge coming up in different conflicts. He doesn't have any siblings, but he's very into fantasy, mythology. He's a very cool nerd. My second character I've established is Alice McGraw. Alice is a 15-year-old. She's a female, 5'2", 120. Her eyes are brown, and she's got a very a deep brown color, kind of like a tree bark kind of brown. She too is pale. She is actually born in Caseburg, just outside of Swordale. So, they were born pretty close to each other. They live in the same town now. They both go to the same school. She was born 7/16/98. I don't know what month is that. Not September. So, June? July. She was born July 16th, 98. She's pretty. She's pretty, generic. She's very kind. She's a very kind and gentle person. She's always willing to help out someone in need. She'll always, she'll donate her time, her effort. She was always willing to help out any of her friends or complete strangers, and we'll see that come up too. Because of that, she can tend to be a little gullible. She's a little over trusting with who she helps, and she also has this inner rage developing, kind of like an inner spirit waiting to burn out. And that's something we'll see. That'll be a very fun one to see. She's again middle class. She likes exploring outside, just being with nature, taking pictures of nature, like little ladybugs, looking at the flowers. Pretty artistic. She's actually really good friends with Charlie. They're really good friends. They grew up together. They're actually neighbors. So Alice would always try and get Charlie to come outside and play, and Charlie would be inside reading a book. And their stories, they have so many stories. They go back a long time. And they've really developed this really strong connection between each other. So yeah, that's that. So far, they live in this nice town. They actually, Alice, her family moved because the area she lived in when she was born, Caseburg started to really break down, and it really wasn't safe for little Alice to live in. So they moved. They moved to Swordale. It's a really nice, family-friendly town. Really good school, but pretty basic, generic, quiet. It's a quiet place. There is a lot of nature for Alice to explore. So her parents definitely liked that. She's actually also an only child, so most of their childhood playtime was together. They had a lot of play dates. And that's just kind of how they've grown to be really good friends. They don't have siblings, but they have each other, and that's really their bond is just as strong as any other sibling. So they go to school. Their grades. Alice is pretty good. Her grades are good. Charlie, on the other hand, he excels in reading and writing, but he tends to lose focus in his papers, and he doesn't really. It's nothing that he really is interested in. When he is interested in something, he excels, and he's like an A+ student. But there's nothing really for him to really put 100% into. Not like his stories that he really likes. He's kind of artistic as well. He likes to draw, but that's really it, just for his own personal use. So that's kind of how the story starts off. We got these two really dynamic characters. So Tara, I think I'm gonna leave the rest to you and see how that starts out. If you like it so far and want to see how it's going, you can subscribe in the little gizmo. You can you can share, you can tell your friends, you can make flyers and throw them all over the place and advertise. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say next week. So I'll see you then.